Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Beaky for the Elder Scrolls Legends Central, and let's talk, because as many of you guys will know, as my shirt says, the struggle is real. And why is that? Especially for YouTubers these days, being an online creator trying to share their opinions, influence, or generally have a discussion with you could have negative results. No, it doesn't matter if you're talking politics, if you're talking about food, or you're just playing an online card game. And for me, I've been on YouTube for a long time doing vlogs, gaming channels, helping my friends with their channels, so I've received a lot of different type of feedback, both positive and negative. Now with the Legends channel, most of my content and most of my feedback has been good, but as some of you guys will know, my channel has been terminated in the past because of some of my own opinions or things that I post, because haters saw what I did and they went ahead and falsely flagged my channel. And how do I approach this negativity? Well, I use it as a ladder. And, well, turned it into something hopefully positive for the channel and for the community like you. So what am I talking about here? Because this comment came up recently. First of all, let's take a look at Reddit. So real quick, let's just show this up on the screen. So yesterday I made a video, how do you approach fixing a failing deck? And this was a new topic for me, you know, something I thought would be quite interesting to you guys. So you here on YouTube seem to really understand it, but I still didn't get a lot of comments explaining how you guys go about approaching fixing a broken deck. So I was like, okay, I guess the topic of discussion was kind of failed. And then I had some comments on this. One guy says this guy looks like Corey in the house. I don't know who that is. Maybe some cartoon, maybe some old Disney show. Who cares? The other guy says, step one, look for the meta version of whatever you're playing. If you can't afford it, play something else. Step two, refer to step one. I don't understand what you're saying. Like, you know, if you're only playing rank, fine. But I'm always about trying to fix a deck. It's not really just about going ahead and looking for another deck or playing a deck on Legends as decks. Why not try to refine the deck work? But then there was this newest comment that happened just 3 hours ago. Let's take a bigger and closer look at this comment real quick. And this is the one I wanted to point out. And don't worry, this video is going to get interesting. We're going to be showing gameplays, not all just going to be drama. It's not even about the drama. It's going to be a good thing. Just wait and see. Let me show you guys how to turn some negative feedback into positivity, hopefully. So I get this comment right here. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Why is your channel even a thing? It's like the least necessary thing of all time. Zero reach, zero quality, bland, forgettable. At least please do something creative. I don't know. And I was like, how do I respond to this, right? I even posted on Twitter, like, how do I respond to this? And how I did respond, I literally did respond, which you guys, I'll leave a link so you guys can see my response. I don't know. You know, like, I really don't know how my channel's a thing, other than I just wanted to do it. I'm not doing this because I make a bunch of money out of this. I'm definitely not the biggest Legends channel out there. I'm probably one of the smallest ones. I definitely don't get the most views, but only thing I can say, I'm pretty consistent. But he says a few things in here that I thought that I needed to address, right? Zero reach. I could give you that one. I'm a small channel, don't have much reach. Legends has been downloaded over 500,000 times on Android alone. Thousands of people are playing it on PC. Me only having 1,000 subscribers, I'm not influencing much on the community at all. Zero quality. That's up to him. I'm not sure what you guys think about my quality of my videos. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Bland, once again, that's opinionated. Forgettable. But then I said, at least please do something creative. And this is where I say I take the negativity into positive. Do something creative. And I was like, well, I think the best way to do something creative is to interact with you guys in the community. I don't think there are enough Legends channels who talks to try to talk to subscribers, try to answer questions, try to do all these things. And I was like, you know, how can I make what he said into something positive immediately? And this is what I'm doing for this video. So with the long intro out of the way, he said, do something creative. So let's do something creative and do something positive at the same exact time. Let's get into it. So with his creative idea, here, let's talk about one of the comments I recently received on one of my old videos. The video is this one right here. This video, okay, let's just go ahead and throw it back up clearly. Bam! So this video from all the way back in April about me playing the very first chapter of the Dark Brotherhood. Definitely, this is something I could say that might have been boring for some, but apparently some people liked it either ways. But to the point, I definitely was playing at level 50 and I had a bunch of the cards in the game. And then I recently looked through the comments on my channel trying to think creative. Like, I want to make something interesting for this channel, but I still want to interact with you guys. So what am I going to do? Well, I found this comment on this video. Let's take a closer look right here. So he says, 7 hours ago, it says, you're a level 50 player, so you have tons of cards to create a good deck to clear Dark Brotherhood story. I'm a new player, clear the story mode, and then bought the basic starter packs and Dark Brotherhood story. Can you provide a deck to clear Dark Brotherhood off basic cards with the basic cards? So I was like, well, I don't think anybody else is doing this, so this is creative, and I'm interacting with the community. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to take that negative feedback that I got earlier to do something creative and help this guy out. Let's show him how to actually play through the Dark Brotherhood story mode the best way he possibly can, using some tips, and I'll still give him a deck or so that he could use to play through the story, because not one deck will work for every situation, but I have some good ideas. So let's get into the game with the intro out of the way. Let's go do it. So here we are in Legends, ladies and gentlemen, and let's jump into the Dark Brotherhood story mode. And one of the biggest tips I personally could give you guys when you're going to be playing the Dark Brotherhood story mode is anticipate new challenges, because it's not like the story mode, it's not like anything else, not even like versus arena. It's all other crazy lane conditions and stuff you have to deal with. So let me click replay real quick, and I'm going to show you guys something real interesting. Stick with me, and you guys should at least learn something, especially if you're a new player. We're going to go to normal mode, and right here we're going to go to episode 1. Okay, so I'm going to pick, let's see if this one.
Search the house.
Hold on, let me find the right one.
The assassin has found me! To arms, men!
Okay, this one says you must defeat the quickly before he escapes. So this condition is plain and simple. You have to defeat your opponent very quickly. And you guys might be wondering, why am I starting off with chapter 1? Well, remember, the Dark Brotherhood video that the guy commented on was the very first chapter. So he's stuck on the very first chapter. And you guys who are longtime players gotta understand, many of new players don't have all the cards and they need help just beating some of the earlier levels. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, well, how to approach it. Well, you're gonna have to decide what you're gonna do. One deck is not gonna do it, so you're gonna have to be willing to adapt to the situation. So let's click play real quick, and I'll just show you what I mean by this. So here we are. We have a deck called Two-Face. And the reason why this is called Two-Face, this is a modified version of a starter deck that I put out earlier this month. And this deck, once again, could work for you guys who are high rank, rank 12, rank 11. Go ahead, play with it if you want. But this deck works quite well in the Dark Brotherhood story as well. The point of this deck is try to win the match as quickly as possible, as fast as possible, so that the opponent doesn't escape during the Dark Brotherhood story. And that's what you're going to have to deal with a lot in the Dark Brotherhood. There's a lot of different lane scenarios, and you won't be able to always have the one deck that will work for all conditions. And that's how I beat the Dark Brotherhood story, both on normal and master difficulty. But let's explain a little bit more. Don't go anywhere yet. I got something to show you guys. Trust me on that. So let's go on over to a clip that I wanted to show you guys real quick. If you guys have went into the second story mode, second chapter in the Dark Brotherhood, there is this little mission right here where you have to save a piggy. And right up here, it says you must protect the pig. So what's the best way to go about protecting the pig? The pig can't die. If the pig dies, you're going to lose the match. So the best way to do about it is to build a deck around the situation. A deck that's going to either protect the pig with wards or return the pig back to your hand. So let's take a look at how I accomplished that real quickly. So right here. So in the first situation, let's just show you the easiest way to win a match like this. If you're playing on normal difficulty, which this clip you're watching right now is of normal difficulty, all you need to do is have cards like Forsaken Guide, a Close Call. If you're able to play those cards on your third turn, like Forsaken Guide right here, you put the pig right back into your hand and you win the match. And well, now you just have to go ahead and win the match with a normal deck. But let's say you want to go ahead and play in Master Difficulty. Master Difficulty is a whole nother situation. Let's take a look there. So I go from normal difficulty and then let's go over to Master. So I go into chapter 2 and then we'll go from there. Now in Master Difficulty, a deck what you guys are seeing on screen right now, normally you might think it wouldn't be able to work. And I wouldn't blame you for thinking that, right? This is a very easy to play early level common deck. This is a deck for starters. There's no legendary cards. There's no crazy amount of epics in this deck, but it's all about trying to play to the scenario, and that's what I'm trying to say to you guys here. For the Dark Brotherhood story, you might have to build a deck for every single scenario, especially when you're early in the game, because you're not going to have one great deck that's going to beat every single type of scenario. So for this deck right here, what you guys will see in two ways. One, I was able to already return the one pig to my hand and try to make sure that at least one pig is saved, because in the master difficulty you have to try to save 2 pigs, and we're going to watch some of this match play through. So another thing to think about here, remember, this is a starter level deck, but I'm still going to use this and defeat this on master level difficulty. Like, I've already beat through the story mode in Dark Brotherhood completely on master difficulty. And it's all about how you approach the deck. So you need to keep the pig alive if you're going to be trying to keep it on the field. There's going to be lethal creatures. You might get silenced by earthbound spinners, or all different type of things. So stuff like using loot, using Forsaken Guide to draw from your deck, and all that type, no, Forsaken Looter to draw from your deck, to be able to give your creatures these loots, shackles, and slowly but surely in this video you guys are watching right now, what I did earlier, I'm going to start putting items on top of items on this pig and slowly clear my opponent's field little by little, and then just slowly build the pig up to the point that I'm going to use that pig, who was the whole entire thing, the reason I should bring back to my hand, but I know I'm going to need the pig to win because it's already at 0-7 to win the match. And you're just going to have to play around this scenarios. You got to anticipate. And sometimes with Dark Brotherhood story mode, you're going to have to lose a match. You're going to have to go in there, see what that lane condition is all about, and see like, oh, in this lane condition, every single monster you summon here, the armorer lane, gets double health. That's one of the conditions in the Dark Brotherhood story mode on the first chapter. So if you're in a situation where you know that everybody's health is going to get doubled, maybe a card like Dark Guardian might be very valuable to you. Maybe because now that its health is going to be double. Hive Defender now becomes an 8 health card. That's amazing at turn 4. And that's how you got to start thinking about how to approach these situations. It's not about just using one deck that's going to be the best deck ever for every situation in Dark Brotherhood. You got to make sure that if you're a new player and you don't have a great control deck, if you don't have a great aggro deck that really go to face really quickly to win no matter the situation, you gotta play around with the scenario and try to win off of that. It's even more important definitely when you're playing a master difficulty match like you guys are seeing here. Now I know some of the long time players are gonna be like, bro, you're facing a second chapter. Well, remember guys, I have the whole entire Dark Brotherhood story mode on my YouTube channel. So I have normal difficulty and I have master difficulty. So if you guys want to see me play through master difficulty and some of the decks I use there, check the YouTube, check Twitch. I have those videos there for you guys to see. I didn't make them as guides, but you guys can see how I played through them, and I have deck builds on the channel for the people who have all the cards. But what I'm trying to say here is, it's not about having every single card, it's about how you approach a situation, because I wanted to show right here that I could protect both pigs, and at the same time slowly build this pig up to the point that it's going to be able to win the match. So we'll just skip ahead in the match right here real quick, because it goes on for a while, because I had to keep the pig alive while still doing a little bit of damage to my opponent. So as you guys see here, I got the pig it's finally at the point where it has 613. It has regenerate, and it's looking pretty dangerous for my opponent because my opponent has run out of cards, the AI. And then we got the conjurers right over here to summon these guards to really help me protect myself, which is going to help protect the pig at the same exact time. So you want to make sure the pig can survive. So something like loot is going to be able to do that. You want to have regenerate on the pig, so put an item that gives a regenerate. As it's a starter deck, we'll only have one in the deck, but still being able to return the other pig back to our hand is protecting us. Obviously, once again, I could use close call to return the pig, but we need the pig to win, so I'm actually going to keep on attacking with the pig, attack with my first guard, and play conjurer in the right lane. In the situation like this, why did I play Conjure in the right lane? Well, my opponent has lethal creatures. In this scenario right here, make sure that if my pig moves to the right lane, I don't want my pig to accidentally get lethal somehow. And I don't want my pig to get silenced if my opponent has an Earthbound Spinner. It's just about playing with the situation, see what the AI is doing, and try your best to win the match. And that's how you got to approach the Dark Brothers story mode when you don't have that many cards in the game. You got to play around the scenario, win the match as best as you possibly can, and have some fun. So I hope that kind of helped you answer your question right there, bro. So let's just get back on over to it right now. So, level 50 player? Yes, I was level 50, but I'm trying to tell you, you definitely could do it. You just got to play around with the scenario. I can't give you one deck that's going to work for every single thing in the Dark Brotherhood because it's not going to work like that, especially when scenarios are going to be that you have to be in disguise. Those disguise scenarios in the Dark Brotherhood story mode are some of the hardest ones to complete, especially in Master difficulty, and you just got to really see what your opponent's doing and play off of that and counter to the best of your ability. And I think that everybody who plays this game should actually play the Master difficulty of the Dark Brotherhood story mode, because I think it actually makes you a better player in PvP as well, because all the crazy scenarios and conditions that you run into will make you think of combos, ideas that you never envisioned before. That's why it makes me such an unauthorized player in certain situations, because I'm like, oh, I played all these PvP matches in Dark Brotherhood and Master difficulty, and I see crazy decks that the developers have come up with, and I'm willing to try things. That's why I play so much casuals, because I think playing casuals is a very smart. As much as we want to climb the ladder, get to rank 1, level up, but jump back into casuals, because in casual modes, you'll be facing people of all different ranks, from the 12 to all the way to the number 1, and they'll put up all different type of decks, serious decks, meme decks, and combos you may never see. I know it looks very simple to go into the deck editor. We all could do this right now. We all could literally go into the deck editor. It's one of the first things I did in Legends. You know, let's be realistic. Let's just be realistic right now. You start playing Elder Scrolls Legends, right? You're enjoying the game. You have a few packs to open up. You could go ahead and open up your packs. You're not going to get every single card you want in those packs, but you're going to go in here and you're going to press this little eye icon and you're going to see which cards you're missing. And you're going to go through it and you're like, okay, I see I don't have Relentless Raider per se. Let me find a card I literally don't have so we can talk about that card. Let's find something I actually do not. Oh, I know. A card I do not own. Here's a card that I do not own. Right here. Oh, right there. Boom, boom. So right here, Serpent Stalker, a card I truthfully don't have. Since Hero of Skyrim come out, I haven't gotten this as a pack. I haven't had enough soul gems to soul summon it, right? But I see this card, and you see the card. You're like, okay, I understand what this card does. It moves lanes and attack. That seems pretty simple, and how to use that card. And I thought that for a long time, until I started getting a lot of matches in casual and seeing some crazy combos with this thing. Now this is a card I want. And then when I get the card and I start playing with the cards, I'm going to be able to see even more crazier combos. So it's one thing to see somebody play with it once. It's one thing to see the card and understand what its ability is. But when you get it, or when you play a match against somebody else who does something even nuttier than you ever envisioned, it really makes you teach a lot. And that's just one thing I want to just really want to get into people's heads. Rank is awesome, but a lot of it is all about the meta. And that is a word somebody like me don't care about too much. I know some of you guys are going to hate me saying that. I didn't play Hearthstone. I didn't play Magic. I didn't play all those games. So I didn't know about this term meta really before Elder Scrolls Legends. I never looked into it. I just came into this game point blank and said, yo, let me play this game and see what it's about. And the one thing that I think is bad about the meta, everybody's always trying to either use the best meta deck or counter the meta. And if that's what you're trying to do, not everybody, but some of the best players, some of the players who have played a lot, the longest might be trying to do that. But if they're good enough, they can play with anything. Because, you know, some people are good enough to play with a monocolor deck and become rank 1. Or with a freaking Centurion deck and just win like that. If you're a good enough player, you can play with anything. But my point of the matter is, I've seen a lot of forum posters, a lot of stuff on Reddit, a lot of stuff on Twitter, and people just always trying to counter, well, the meta stuff. We even saw it earlier when I pulled up that thing about, you know, how do you fix a broken deck? The guy said, if it's not meta competitive, rinse it and repeat and find a deck that works for the meta. But if you just do meta stuff, you're never experimenting with a card like this. And I think I made a mistake by not getting this card earlier because I see the value in it now. So always experiment, guys. Always try the Dark Brotherhood story mode on Master difficulty. Always go ahead and try some of the craziest scenarios in the Chaos Arena that's coming out this weekend. It might enlighten you. You might show you something you never thought about before, and a combination that you say like, maybe I need to make a deck around that. Try to fix your broken deck. Don't always just say, let me go find a brand new deck that's actually working. Because I think eventually you'll just get burned out of the game. If you're always just focused on having the #1 best deck in the game, you're going to eventually get burned out. Because with Legends, there's at least one monthly reward card that gets released every single month. So that's going to do something to the meta once people start playing with that. We're eventually going to get more expansions, and sooner or later there's going to be so many cards, it's going to be probably pretty hard to always be that consistently have the best deck. And right now I think in Legends there is no one best deck. That's one thing I've seen so far. Legends is pretty good with that. There's some really powerful cards, some really powerful deck, but there's no one deck I would say that's better than all of the rest. This is Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. Little discussion video for you guys today, longer than I thought I was gonna do. But I like to keep it real with you guys. If you guys watch my main channel where I do reviews, vlogs, I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not here making money off of this. I mean, I'm doing this Legends channel for fun. I started this in December last year just because I enjoyed the game and I played thousands of hours at this point of the game, and I felt like some of my experience might be helpful to some of you guys out there as well. I hope it is. If it sucks like the guy says, what am I gonna do? It's just how it is. I mean, the biggest thing you could do, if I suck, don't watch. So if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. It's been Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. Burrow right up there. I hope I helped you out. If not, well, let me know, and I'll try to give you a better answer. See you guys again soon.